Okay, so hello. Um, that's gonna be a pretty quick video, I hope. I'm gonna keep it um, as short as possible. So basically, my friend asked me if I could show a little bit how to drift and what's the settings of the cars that I've got and what cars to use. Um, to be fair, the easiest way to drive, in my opinion, is with the controller. Try with the steering wheel, which is more challenging, and you don't get high scores as you would get with the controller. So if you're starting and if you don't have a wheel, it's best to just get a controller. Well, obviously you can do it uh, with the keyboard if you're driving on if you're playing the game on PC, but I guess the best way is with the controller. So get yourself one of those. Doesn't matter which one, if Xbox or official or if not official. I just like PlayStation. Um, so with the cars, I'm pretty sure that any car can drift. It just depends on how much power you're gonna put into it, and it's a little bit dependent also on the settings of the car. So first of all, the settings of the game itself. As you can see, I got all the assists off, and most importantly, the traction control is off. And I do prefer to drive with the clutch and with the manual gearbox, as it just makes things easier and better to control. So basically, that's a clutch. Well, that's gas, that's brake. Don't have to explain that, but that's gear up, that's gear down, and that's handbrake. So what you want to do is make sure that you got these settings on or off. Yeah, these traction control most of all. And after you do that, um, good thing to do also is to get yourself a car that is rear wheel drive. You can do it with a um, all wheel drive, so 4x4. Uh, it's just you know not as drifty, I would say. The back is, you can control it with the differential settings, which you can do over here. When you have 4x4, you're gonna have two more options, so it's gonna be rear and front. Over here, you got only rear, which both of those set to 100%. This is like welded differential, so if you let it go, it just decelerates. The other settings that are quite important, I think, well, the most important really. Um, like I said before, the rear wheel drive, RWD, and the what you call them? Oh, the tires. Yeah, I think by default in this car the tires are already drift tires, so you can select different tires. Obviously, it gives a lot of difference. I'd say, obviously with the tires like the off-road ones and the slick ones and drag tires, but you can do it with the racing tires, and you know there is a difference, but it's not so big. As long as you have enough horsepower, which obviously over here you can see we got like 1600. That's more than enough. That's a lot more than enough. But with most of the cars, if you go above 5 600, you should be good. um, the rest is all preferences. um, the suspension, springs and dampers, by default this one has the drift ones. This option to select the drift suspension for different cars, so choose that. With this you'll be able to change these settings, which are, well, the alignment. So change the camber to the front to negative as much as you can. That makes the wheels go kind of sideways. You can do the same with the rear. it's just gonna allow you to slide a bit more and get a bigger angle. I like to have a toe a little bit out, so the wheels are a little bit out, so that gives you that extra swivel, let's say, and the front caster the highest possible because it gives you more angle as well. Everything else I set to the lowest because I like it when it's quite springy and soft. Makes things, well, easier. The gearbox, you can do it whatever you want with it really. It depends which gear you like to drift. I like to drift on third, fourth, but with so much horsepower it doesn't make a difference. It just rips the tires in any gear. Okay, so what you want to do when you enter drift, well, basically with a car like this, it's very easy. You just and you drift. Try to balance it so you counter steer and you use every now and then a little bit of handbrake to make the angle even bigger. Well, yeah. So as soon as you put the car into the right angle before the turn, you just hold the acceleration, hold the gas, and it just goes sideways. Then you gently, you can go all the way and basically change the directions of the tires, of the front wheels. We went a little bit off-road. I mean, of course you can do it. But it's just about the feeling. As soon as you lose traction on the rear wheels and you start, seeing the smoke coming and the car starts to loosen up, you try to counter steer it and basically try to keep this as long as you can. And handbrake, keep the clutch on. If you pull the handbrake without the clutch, the car will just choke. Yeah, so now I didn't press the clutch, I chugged the handbrake. It's not going anywhere. As soon as you hold the clutch, you give it a boost, get higher RPMs, and you release it, the car goes. And it doesn't really matter with so much horsepower which gear you're on. It will go. So you can see on the 5th gear we're just spinning donuts. So like I said before, the gears and how you want to set it up it's totally up to you. Although I prefer to drift around 4th. It gives you different angles as well. So if the corner is a little bit tighter, you just drop gear or two down and the wheels spin at a different speed and you get more grippiness. Higher gear gives you wider angle. Like 5th gear gonna give you a long drift with the long angles like this one. Oh, let me see, I cocked it up. Well, that's pretty much it. It's all about practicing, trying different cars. You know, one of my favorites, obviously, like you can see over here, is Supra. I like the Japanese cars because, well, that's the spirit of drift. But I'm pretty sure that you can do it with any car. We got quite few, so I'd say you choose any car you want. We got BMW, so well, that's a crazy one as well. I put a different engine in it and boosted it to a couple of 100 horsepower, or maybe 1000 something. And you can hear it. It's a beast. Changing the gears with the clutch, so clutch, it makes it faster, so you change the gears faster. Same with reduction. It's best to keep it below maximum, like red line, on the RPM. Don't let it bounce too much, but obviously if you're getting focus on the track, and well, you can pull the trigger all the way, not to think about it too much, so it's just all the way over here. And then you operate basically with the left stick, trying to keep it on the road, obviously now, but not on the road, far away from it. Try now left and right until you get that swivel moving. Left and right. Oh, too far. Too high gear, too big angle. Yeah. Screw this puppy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can drift with anything in this game if it has enough horsepower, or you got enough speed and basically you hit the right angle, you're good to go. It's gonna go. You're gonna send it, it's gonna go sideways, and you're gonna be happy. It's just a matter of time once you get used to the car and you see, you know, how what's the settings. For example, I don't know if I tuned up this car too much, though. You can see that camber is not really too far from the center. You can change that a little bit. That's probably gonna change some of the feeling of driving, but you can do it without doing that. You can drift without any of those being changed. It just makes it easier for you. It makes it more of your style, let's say. As long as you got the traction control off, you send it sideways with the handbrake and the clutch. It feels like. And then you just play with the throttle. get used to it. If you got any requests on what cars you want to see drifting, I'm more than happy to do some different settings, check different cars. Also, well, just to show as well, in a couple of my previous videos, I've made cars that have all-wheel drive, like this one. And well, they also can drift. They can get even bigger angles, and it's easier to come back if you screw it up. Because the front wheels they pull a little bit, obviously depending on how you set the differential. Takes a few moments, to get used to the car that you're currently driving, just to get the feeling how much you need to use the handbrake, how far can you take the car. This one has a lot of grip, that's why it goes like this. It's more for sprints, for fast driving, less for drifting, but as you can see, you can still do it. As long as you got the traction control and all that fancy stuff off. Yeah, if you want to make the drift last a little bit longer and hard to slide, you gotta pull the handbrake, get the clutch, or release it when you're ready, making sure that you still got the acceleration on. Well, at least that's what I do. I see people doing it a lot better, but once you get in the zone, once you get focused and just enjoying the game, you can do pretty cool stuff. I'm gonna try out a little bit with the grippiness of the tires, with the balance of the differential. You got 70-30, only 30% acceleration on front, and the balance is 70% in the back. We can pull it up to 80 and see what's gonna happen if I'm gonna lower it down to 20 over here. The back should go easier, but then it's gonna be harder to go back. Like, yeah, it just starts spinning a lot easier, spinning out like that. And you can do it at any speed, really. We lost it. Well, there we go. Yeah, the easy way to practice it is just to go to a big wide road like this one without a lot of traffic, or a parking lot, and just try with the handbrake, clutch, when to release it, when to hold it, when to do a 360 by accident most of the time, and then just see what makes it just work for you. This is quite personal thing, and it doesn't matter how good someone is at explaining it. You just get to see what movements they make with their fingers, you know. Some people use more brake, some people use less handbrake, less throttle as well. But if you want to practice, it's good to keep the throttle all the way down and just try to make some moves with the left stick. Release it every now and then, see if you can get some grip, if you can control it. The most work is being done with the left stick and the acceleration, the throttle. So once you get that going, everything is gonna be easier. Changing gears, you know, you also have to think about it a little bit. Once you get to the speed you wanna drift around, you just stay on one gear basically, and you don't really have to change anything. If you set up a wider range for one gear, you can drift on it all the time and you don't really have to change anything. You can drift on first gear. So for example, I'm gonna change that all the way like that. Maybe that's too much, but yeah, something like this. And since we got a lot of power in this car, the first gear, let's go back. Yeah, it's not going, but keep the clutch, get it to higher RPMs, get to the right speed. Because it's a four-wheel drive, it has a lot more grippiness, but you can see that you can still go a little bit sideways. There's some screeching. Even on lower RPMs, maybe that's a little bit too much for the grippiness of the tires. The tires are grippy, yes. I can lower it down by pumping them up a little bit. Well, a little bit, that's quite a lot. Yeah, let's lower this. Lower the gear a little bit. It's too high. Like this, halfway through. That should do. Oh, 150 should be good. So yeah, go ahead, play with the settings. Don't be afraid to change some of that, because that might be just a thing. It might be just a little bit of pressure on the tires, or different settings for the gears. Over here, I got a couple of my tunes with boosted stock. I think that's a rear wheel drive. That might actually work better. Oh hell yeah. And now the car is think, yeah, the alignment is not for drifting, but we can change that really fast. Can make it softer, so it's gonna move a little bit more freely. Yeah, it should be good. So the camber is like angled now. The wheels are angled. Change the camber. Then when the car goes sideways, it just sticks better to the angle you're going in. This guy is drifting with a Jeep. Willys? Yes, it's Willys. I didn't modify that car, but we can do that. Just for the sake of showing that you can do this. Right now it doesn't have a lot of power. Still do some drifting. Okay. You can do everything in this game. You can drift with the truck, with the Baja, Jeeps, whatever you're feeling like, really. As long as you got enough of power, yeah, it will go. Let's make it just easier. I'm not gonna make a lot of changes. Let's see if there's. Yeah, that's it. So that's literally 3-4 things we changed. I'm not even gonna go with the tires or with modifying the tweaking the tune. It's just a couple of part replacements, and that should just do the trick. If it's getting too much, you feel like you're losing it, e-brake, clutch, hold it, move it with the left stick so you still can control the car, but release the throttle. Oh, yeah, that didn't work so well. Okay, I think we're still on all-wheel drive. Oh yeah, we're still 50-50 all-wheel drive. Yeah, that's one thing that should be changed actually. Nope, not that. Wait, upgrades, yeah. And let's change this to that. There we go. And tires, why not? And I should make it a lot easier now. You can see it spins almost in place. The front wheels are, if you hold the brake, consider the front wheels are in place and the rear wheels are spinning. So that's burnout. You can still control the car a little bit, release the front. That can be helpful with trying to control the car a little bit. You can change also the I don't know, because different tunes and different parts give you different different controls. Now right now we don't have any control over the brakes. We could change it to left, so the front, and a little bit less braking force. This way the front wouldn't lock up so much, and you can still get a bit of a that movement when the car is braking, and the back can be moved left or right in the middle of braking. So if you, for example, go in too much left, you can still brake and whip the back out the way around. It's all about practice, really, and practicing with a car that you like, you feel like you want to drift with, changing the settings and just spending some time with, basically playing with it. Alright, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I've said enough. Everything should be pretty clear. If there's any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to help out and answer. It's my first video like that, really. And first in a while that I've been talking so much as well. So keep it cool. Don't rush too much, be patient, keep trying, and stay sideways.